Okay, you got a lot of the shapes in there, but there's a lot of issues with this one. First of all, the file name is incorrect. As you'll notice in the description that it gives you submissions instructions. And the important thing about this name is that it has your name in it, right? Deng, linn, it should say assignment 2.1. So, because you can imagine if I'm saving a bunch of files and they're named stuff like HW01, it becomes very difficult to sort out who did what. So make sure you check the file naming conventions on future assignments. And then, yeah, the proportions are just really off from the model. The legs are too far apart. These are going to be more kind of in here. Let's move it with the feet. Like more. Oops. Let me just change my move mode to be world, and that won't be a problem. Okay. Move those inwards. And then, yeah, you've got, you see, well, first of all, you've got an extra set of surfaces on top of here, and then second of all, the way you've done the bevel puts all these extra edges in here. So in my attribute editor, I can see the bevel tab is right here. I'm going to hit select and then hit delete, the delete key on the keyboard, and get rid of that. And rather than beveling the whole object, what you want to do is right mouse click, select edge, double click here, shift double click there, control B for bevel, and then adjust the fraction and segments. But actually, furthermore, this one should be, this is the hand, and so that's different from these other pieces. So this should be made from the polygon pipe primitive, create polygon primitives pipe. And then obviously move and scale it into position, or And this one, again, for the bevel, I might have done maybe a couple segments more. But again, yeah, you don't bevel the whole object. Let me just delete this one. Select, delete. You're going to just select this edge, holding down Shift, double click this one, Control B, and there, and then adjust the segments. And then see, like, look at that shape. Also, it's not round. You're going to want to make sure this scale direction is the same as this one, right? So if this one, if that's like about 0.3, then this should be a 0.3 so that it stays round. And then again, same bevel problem here. Like, look at how dense that is. Look at all those edges. It kind of makes things a mess. But it also, let me just turn off wireframe on shading so you can see the shape really is, it kind of messes up the shape a little bit. It's not that noticeable. This is also kind of skewed to the side here. But again, I would get rid of Control A, get rid of that bevel, select the bevel tab, hit select, delete, and then go back in and select only and exactly the edges that need to be beveled and not all these ones in between. So if I isolate the select just to see what I'm doing, I'm going to select this object, click on here, right mouse click, go to edge, and then just hold down Shift, double click, select all the necessary edges. Make sure you get these corners. Okay, and then Control B, and just adjust that to taste, the segments and all that, and then going to unisolate, and you can see that's, it's just a much cleaner surface there. And again, same problem here, only the edges that define a corner. This one you didn't bevel at all, and so again, you're just going to select all the edges that define it, and again, bevel that one. Yeah, this one, and again, this one, only the edges that define a corner. So don't just bevel the whole object. I mean, the one case where you can bevel the whole object is if you have like a cube, right, and you just want all of those edges beveled, right? So that is fine, right, because I wanted all the edges. But most of these times you don't. You wouldn't want to smooth those. What you want to do is, again, bevel these. Control B and adjust the, segments and fraction. Okay. Yeah, and these were just not done correctly at all. That is not the way they were shown in the module. So I can show you again really quickly, but it's all in the video. But for that one, we selected the edges around the side, edge, 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 Control B, adjust this on the segments. Okay, get that nice and round, right mouse click, edge, select the edges on the top, deselect the ones on the side. I'm holding down Control and deselecting, and then Control B, and adjust that, and that, and you get much more like the shape of the foot. So that's not right. You want something more like this. Maybe it's too tall right now, so maybe I'd move these up a bit, but you get the idea conceptually, and you can adjust that. So yeah, really a lot to fix, and I would just say, try and follow the module more closely, things like the way the bevels are done and the shoes and that kind of stuff.